We are a fascinating lot, human beings. I've just seen a tweet of somebody complaining that their timeline isn't very positive. And it's one of these on the ground, independent, journalist types who covers all of the riots and political stuff in the States. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, you only get out what you put in. And this guy is constantly, talking about, and back in the day, Black Lives Matter and Antifa, all this kind of stuff. And so, well, yeah, if you keep feeding the beast, it's going to keep knocking at your door. And I just wonder that not even if a majority or a large minority, if just a tiny amount of people would, myself included, would get out of their own way completely and just focus on doing what our hearts, really dictate, that there would be an awful lot more goodness in the world and a lot more solutions and answers, frankly. And I was talking the other day about compromises and sacrifices that it's very easy to get dragged into the war talk and the bankers talk and every different terrorist group and all these different people who want to just drag all of your attention away from what it is that you can uniquely do, and to bemoan your situation really passively. I'm rereading a book that it's a series of books by an author called James Redfield, and the most famous, the first book in this series that he wrote, The Celestine Prophecy. It's really, really fantastic. And funnily enough, it was quite a few years ago that I read it originally. And there are teeny little bits, that kind of trigger recollections. But for the most part, I don't really remember reading it because I'm in such a different position in my life now than back then. Because back then when I was reading all of these books and going on seminars and signing up for masterminds on Facebook, all of the stuff that was necessary for me to do to get to this point now. But I was so desperate for answers outside of myself that I was never going to find a way back then of being peaceful. I had to go through all of that searching to realize that everything that I needed in me was there the whole time. That's the whole point. But if you're going to turn to making your social media about finding conflicts in the world, well, my friend, you are going to get so trapped in that. It's going to be such a prison because it just feeds and feeds on itself. Positivity begets positivity. And it's funny, this chap who was commenting that his timeline was completely fucked, it was actually commented on by another famous friend of his, basically saying, well, excuse me, hi, what are you engaging with? Because that's what the algorithm is going to feed back to you. It's going to feed you back more rage if you're commenting on rage and if you're posting about rage. I said the other day also that forget porn and gambling and alcohol. Those are all the symptoms. The real addiction in the world is absolutely rage, anger, and wrath. We're so vengeful as human beings, and we give away our power entirely in being angry at puppets and organizations and institutions and governments. All of these things, they are so far removed from our lives that as individuals, we are not going to have any control over those organizations. They are going to do what they're going to do anyway. The point of becoming resilient, the point of becoming stronger as a man, is that you say no and you find alternatives. And you look at the world of transhumanism and AI, all of these things, that, oh my God, they're going to completely take over. Well, that's one route, that's one train track that all of the juggernauts are going hell for leather down. You as an individual in charge of your own life, you can decide to go a different way. Now, as I was talking about the other day, convenience. Is it going to be easy? Is it going to be convenient? No, it's not. But when we look back over history, whether the actual events themselves are true or false or whatever they are, fabrications or real accounts, who the hell can decide? What we understand is that at every epoch of history, there were people saying, excuse me, hi, there's another way over here. And the reality is that one man's meat is one man's poison, is another man's poison. Your solutions to your situation that is unique are going to be unique to you. Maybe not radically different from other people's lives, but they are going to be different. And what's required is that you step out into the abyss sometimes and feel your way around in the dark and experiment with what just might work for you. And that really is the process of a sovereign man. And it always has been. And there have been people who have been up against such exceptional odds who have prospered because they've wanted to. It is my belief, and you can disagree if you like, but it is my firm belief, by observing how much people get embroiled in prisons of their own making, of anger, rage, resentment, vengeance, is that they enjoy it, that there's an attraction to feeling that unbelievably powerful emotion that is anger. But it doesn't mean that you have to choose it yourself. Be sovereign. Think for yourself. And I've found that the more that I've calmed down when irritating situations have arisen, well, I've actually been able to overcome them very, very quickly, because I've had my wherewithal to actually think, oh, okay, same old pattern of drama is coming up. Well, do I want to create more drama? Well, some people say yes, I say no. And I find that once I've gotten out of my own way, that I can just go up and have the conversation with somebody about something that needs to be done, like I did today, with the gardeners to sort something out that I've been wanting to ask for ages. And I just found today, oh, okay, they've arrived a little bit later than usual, and I'm free. I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to have the conversation. So, boom, ticked off the list. Get things done by just being as peaceful and as steady and as rational as you can be. And is it always easy? No, it is not always easy. But is it worth it? Absolutely.